Hey, hey, hey. We're back for another episode of the show that is not a show. Although it kind of feels like a show. Just feels like a show that is always late. That's what it feels like. So, because of all of the technical difficulties that I've had in the last couple weeks, please, 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 please tell me if something is not working so that I might be able to fix it and make it work for you. Hang on, we're going to put this over here. I'm trying to do things a little bit different, hopefully to keep things running a little bit smoother than what they have been. Hopefully. I don't know. Lordy, 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 guys. I need to open a beer is what I need to do. Let's try that. Sorry, I'm trying to work on stuff behind the scenes, trying to make everything work the way. Yeah. I don't know. All right. Let's see. Julia is drinking Carrigan Dark Lager. Marco's drinking a Coast to Coast. I'm about to crack open my very last Santa's Bribe Christmas cookie ale from this year, since Christmas is over. How are we all handling the transition into the rest of the year? Hang on just a second. I don't know if my Facebook chat is giving me everything. Yes, kid difficulties, technical difficulties, everything. I'm seeing so far so good. If you want to go behind the scenes, why not? That's what the point of the show is, right? Ideally, I should be running at 30 frames per second. Right now, it says I'm running at like 13 frames per second. So, no, things are not fixed at all. And I have no idea why exactly. So that's fun. That's, yeah. And in fact, we're getting jeez. And I'm trying to pull up the chat on a different screen to help, and that's not really working. So I know this is really exciting to watch, but we'll see if that helps at all. Okay, cracking open a beer because I need a beer. In the meantime, as you guys I'm sure are all aware, part of the point of this is that you can hang out and drink together, and if you want to call in and take part in the show that way, you can do that. I'm not positive right now if I'm getting the full chat because Facebook is miserable sometimes trying to use it. But oh Lord, I'm about done with this. I am looking into some ideas to kind of help with this whole streaming situation. Clearly, for some reason, something in my life has changed that I cannot peg down, that my computer now just cannot keep up with anything. and I can't figure out what that is. So I'm looking into some solutions for that. I cannot afford to buy another computer right now. So I may be looking into some hardware things that might make streaming easier. I don't know. Honestly, I never have any idea what I'm doing. And of course, now I can't even keep up on Facebook. I cannot get the comments to come in at a normal. There we go. We'll just do this, I guess. My God, you guys. It's gotten a bit more choppy on the video. Julia says that the problem is the missing beer vent calendar. We need the January beer vent calendar. Yes, that may be it. All right. It's fitting for my life, though, right? That there has to be something that is always going wrong. If things were just normal, it wouldn't be fun. Marco wants to know if my computer got COVID. Maybe that's it. Maybe my computer is COVID infected. This is kind of fun. So I now have down here on a screen the chat pulled up, and with it is a copy of the stream. And so there's subtitles since I've got it muted, I guess. I don't know. So now I get to read things as I'm saying them. Let's see. Let's turn down. We'll just turn everything down. Try to... What's the point of turning down the quality of the video all the way down? It's making it worse. You guys. Julia says that while not a beer event calendar, she got her first Higher Gravity Club 6-pack and very happy with it. I did see your post on some social media. I don't know if it was Facebook or Instagram or something like that. And it did look like it was a fun kind of collection of beers, fun curated 6-pack. The whole idea of a curated 6-pack is something that I think is awesome, especially when you talk about from a bottle shop like that. If it's one of those things that breweries couldn't really pull off in the same way because it'd be the same beers over and over. But with a bottle shop, they have such this huge selection of things that it's just a really fun idea to get you to kind of drink something different, something that you might not have picked up yourself, but they believe you'll enjoy. Kind of the same idea as the beer event calendars were, where you're trusting them, I guess. Sorry, I'm doing 9 different things all at the same time, trying to get all of this to speed up somehow. And I can't figure out anything else to do. It is beyond frustrating. Adam says he once accidentally turned on subtitles during a Zoom presentation. It was terrible and distracting to read as I spoke. Yes. The good thing is the subtitles are only down here. So it's only when I go to see what people are talking about that I have to fight that. Otherwise, I'm looking up here. I'm sorry about the video quality here, guys. I really can't figure out what's going on. I don't know if I need to stop streaming to both Facebook and YouTube, I can't imagine that is the issue. I don't know. I did order, so in the never-ending process of trying to get the studio figured out and set up, I finally ordered nothing that is going to affect the stream, but some hardware to kind of start mounting some stuff to get the final setup. Of this is still temporary. My computer is sitting on a cigar box. I have a different light every week set up, trying to figure out what lighting I like. I think this actually looks pretty good. So I'm happy with that. I may flip-flop sides. I don't know. But I got some hardware stuff to start mounting some things, and then I can finalize the table. And after that, I can really start digging in and figuring this stream stuff out. It's insane that every single week I find myself just battling the same freaking problems over and over. I really thought I had it figured out this week. Such is life. I haven't really had that exciting of a week as far as going out and drinking beer because of the holidays. I actually took, I guess, a mini vacation from You Could Always Reboot. I had that on a plane once, a freaking plane, and the pilot told us. That's actually not a horrible idea. Greg says it's actually okay quality to watch. It's a bit choppy, but no big deal. Most importantly, I guess, as long as the audio sounds okay, you guys don't really need to stare at my face. So I'm not too, I am stressed out about it. It's, it's one of those things that just kind of nags in the back of your head. You know something isn't working the way it's supposed to, and I can't fix it right now. I will tell you, once the stream is over, what I'll do is I'll reboot and I'll try a couple things, and I'll fire up a very short stream again and see if that fixes it. I can tell, I can tell by looking at the frame rate that if it's working or not. So, every time I can see it too. So every time I move, I can see that I'm choppy, and that that drives me crazy. I swear, you guys. But yeah, not that I make New Year's resolutions, but I will resolve to resolve this issue. My wife says that she has a secret stash of gummy bears on the storage shelf next to me. If you need to stress, eat a snack. She does. She took over part of my podcast studio and built she didn't build the shelf. We have a large storage shelf in here that she calls her COVID shelf, which is where we store all of our extra toilet paper and paper towels and sanitizer and soap and all that shit. And it's become more than that now. Evidently, there's a stockpile of gummy bears on it. I know there's Captain Crunch on it. Sean says he had the same thing. They literally told us they were powering down and it would take about 35 minutes to power back up. Terrifying. Referring to the rebooting of a plane. Who knew that you could reboot an airplane? I guess you can. As I was saying before, the holidays, Christmas, New Year's, I took 2 weeks off of the Brewcast, so there was no show again today. It kicks back in next week, and we'll be back to normal, but I think that's something that is probably always going to happen now around Christmas, unless I get really, really good and could devote a whole bunch more time to all of this, but I don't. I don't anticipate that will happen soon. So, there will be weeks like that. Hopefully just those 2 weeks, but I didn't go out anywhere, because we were spending time with each other, with the kids, unwrapping a metric shit ton of presents that they didn't need, and spending time with some family, and doing the whole holiday excitement. Julia wants to talk. Julia wants to talk about rumors. What rumors have you heard? And she mentions Karakin. Are they still going to produce and distribute? Drank anything out of the ordinary lately? So I've heard the rumors about Karakin. Everything I've heard that is official is that, yes, they will definitely still produce, definitely still distribute. The restaurant is shut down temporarily, I guess. Temporarily, indefinitely is how I would put it. It's just not bringing in as much as it needs to stay open. That being said, everything that it was a cough. Don't say anything, Marco. Everything that they are saying is that the distillery is still doing just fine, and there is no need to worry. They will keep producing beer and spirits, and who knows? Who? The thing about rumors, you hear them all. Some of them definitely prove to have some kind of truth to them. The majority do not. Okay, yeah, so she says all she read was that they were shutting down temporarily but couldn't find anything about it, if it was just the taproom, restaurant side, or what. It is just the restaurant. However, there is that rumor now that's, I've heard it from more people than you, that they are shutting down. But I don't know if that's just people that read some of the posts that were worded kind of poorly. Just the food. Although I don't know, maybe that means that the tap room will shut down too, but they will still keep producing, yes, according to them. Sean says, food costs are high, kitchen staff is expensive, and without being able to have a tap room full of people, most kitchens are operating at a loss. That's it right there. It actually surprises me that more places haven't closed their food side. I think the reason for that probably is that a lot of places aren't operating their own kitchens. They're leasing them out to other places. Those places can't shut down because that's their business. Whereas, the places that lease it out, or the places that are operating their own, maybe it doesn't make sense. Julia says, my assumption is it was just the inside seating portion, but like I said, didn't really see much else on it, so I was curious, not trying to feel any rumor. It really is there. That rumor is going around that there's more to the story, but I don't think so. I think they're fine. They will keep making booze, that's for sure. They have a bunch of booze just sitting in barrels waiting to be sold when it's ready. The bigger question with that, this is the first place like that we've seen. Well, that's not entirely true. Obviously, we've seen other places shut down, but we have some big kind of expensive brew pubs around town that have to be hurting on the food side, and I'm surprised we haven't seen more of those have to shut down the food portion of their business. We are now also having a gummy bear discussion. Evidently, there's very good Haribo gummy bear reviews on Amazon. There's a whole world of hilarious Amazon reviews that is really fun. When there's plenty of blogs or probably Instagram pages, things like that, just about funny Amazon reviews. There's some really great, I want to call them all blogs, but I assume a lot of them are have moved into like just Instagram pages. But for fun things like that, be it funny Amazon reviews, reviews are good, but not in the way you think. I look forward to reading them. There's I think it's an Instagram that is called That Used to Be a Pizza Hut, and it's an entire page account. We'll call it an account. It's an entire account just dedicated to taking pictures of businesses that are in buildings that used to be a Pizza Hut, because you instantly can recognize that building shape. And so they just go around taking pictures of former Pizza Huts. Stuff like that I love. It would be really fun to do something like that. I just don't have time to do anything. I don't even have time to run a show that isn't a show. I can't do a stream that runs more than 10 frames per second, evidently, because that's my life. I can't even get the stream to happen at 9 o'clock because of the chaos that I live in. The boy, so my youngest, he's 8 months, I think. Yeah, 8 months. He sits up now, and when we put him in his crib to go to sleep, he doesn't usually want to go to sleep, so he sits there and fusses and yells for a while. And now that he can sit up, he'll sit up in his bed and yell sitting up. And just today, I've noticed that he not only will he sit up, then he'll grab the bars of his crib and he'll get his face down now and look through until he sees you and look you right in the eye and yell at you. I don't know what he's saying, but I understand what he's saying. Julia says she loves parody accounts. Yes. The Spence Bridge account for the Brent Spence Bridge on Twitter is one of my favorites. Yeah, I've actually been watching that one too. It's pretty funny. There are a lot of old Red Barn restaurants too, just like that. If anyone remembers Red Barn, probably showing my age. I think I do. So, I had family, or I guess I still have family, that lived up in Lima, and there was a restaurant there that was called the Red Barn. I don't know if that was part of the same chain, though. I don't know if it was it's kind of the same idea. I mean, it was in a big red barn, but it was big, and I feel like I've seen the Red Barns, and I feel like they were smaller, so I don't know. But yes, I love Taco Bells. Like, you can instantly recognize an old Taco Bell building. There aren't a lot of old Rax buildings. Yes, there's still there's a bank in Milford on Old 28 that every time I drive by it, not only does it still look like a Rax, the part of the building they added onto it, but I remember when it was a Rax. I haven't been out. There was a little town over in Indiana that still had a Rax the last time I was there. Naked Baby Burgers. I don't even know what that is a reference to. Pizza Hut buildings too. Yes, that's kind of what started the whole thing, Jeff, is that there's a Instagram account that used to be a Pizza Hut. The McDonald's can, I guess, look like a McDonald's, but McDonald's has gone through so many different kind of remodels and stuff over the years that it doesn't really work anymore. Old Arby's with the tunnel. I assume you're talking about like that front. That's kind of similar to what Rax was. No worries. Oh, Kewpie Burger. Yes. Oh, sorry. Now I get it. Naked Baby Burgers. There's a restaurant in Lima called Kewpie, and a Kewpie doll is some kind of baby doll. I don't know anything about the actual dolls, but the restaurants, there's a handful of them around just Lima, and they're on the sign and on like the building and stuff. There's a big naked baby. They also have square hamburgers. One of the few places besides Wendy's that I've seen with square hamburgers. If you ask somebody from Lima, especially somebody older that's been around kind of the changes in fast food, they will tell you that Wendy's stole the idea of the square burger from Kewpie. Kewpie burgers are awesome. Okay, there we go. Is that actually true? Matt says that Dave Thomas from Wendy's was an original partner in Kewpie's. So maybe they did steal the idea. Or maybe it was his idea and he just took it with him. I don't know. Over on YouTube, Lee says, I'd rather Rax, wouldn't you? Classic jingle. I don't remember the jingle. Adam says, the kids' meals used to offer a hot dog. Going back to Wendy's. Some of the older Wendy's buildings with the window seating area. My favorite kind of retro Wendy's touch is when the drive-thru still has that kind of 80s, I don't remember what they called it, some kind of express window, something like that, and you still see that around sometime. Matt says, going back to the Kewpie versus Wendy's thing, said, yes, I saw it in a college business text. The Lima guy didn't want to expand. Dave Thomas also worked for KFC, according to Adam. You're listening to The Weekly Pint, your weekly dose of fast food trivia. How fun would that be to do a fast food show? Just to add to all of the chaos that I do. Because once again, I can't even get the video to work right on this shit. Why would I not add something else? Fast food was such a huge part of, growing up for me. And I guess, a lot of people my age, probably a lot of you guys. And I feel like it's changed so much. I feel like it's not like that anymore. I feel like kids don't appreciate fast food in the way we did. I love it. I love fast food so much. I mean, it's terrible, but there's just something about it that is just so fun. Matt Demara says, hey, I'm fat and my wife is from Lima. You're not fat, but your wife may be from Lima. The video is good now. Well, don't hold your breath because at any second it will not be good. Now see, I'm looking back down at the subtitles on the video, and it's driving me nuts because I got the words wrong. They can't understand me. I have to be a little more clear in how I talk. We will kind of wrap this up here in a minute so that I can fix this and still get to bed at a normal time. Because the same Sonder appreciates Taco Bell. Sonder does appreciate Taco Bell. If anybody doesn't listen to Sonder's podcast called Sonder Stories, you should make sure you subscribe to that. They're on a quest to get sponsored by Taco Bell. However, I think that if everybody that listens to the show just every week sends them free Taco Bell, you kind of are sponsored by Taco Bell in a weird roundabout way. That's the way I see it. Taco Bell needs to sponsor Sonder Stories. They do. It's, like if you look at the cost of running a podcast, like, yeah, it can get a little overwhelming sometimes, but it's really not that much money. You can put, aside from equipment, which you can go down a really deep, chaotic rabbit hole, it's not expensive monthly to support a podcast. You can, we'll say if it's a short-ish podcast, which Sonder Stories is, you can buy under like, $15 a month to host it. And a lot of those hosting plans come with a website, so you don't even have to pay for an extra website. So, for a corporation like Taco Bell, how would that not be fun and get you some kind of, I don't know, social media cred? Sean says, I did my civic duty to Saunders Quest. I keep meaning to find out what day they're recording one of these days and just have a bunch of Taco Bell delivered with Grubhub or something while they're in the middle of recording their show. I love it. So yeah, you guys could, if you aren't, it sounds like a lot of you guys are subscribers to Sonder Stories already, but if you're not, do that. Also, Shift Beers, we got to shout them out. We all love them on here. If you don't already subscribe to that podcast, subscribe to that. Hopefully, you guys are all podcast listeners, because that's I podcast. I have Cincy Brewcast. Hopefully, you know that. Also, I know that Facebook is the I'm here for that. Facebook is kind of the overall group favorite to watch the live streams, but make sure you go over to YouTube and at least subscribe to the channel over there. I have some really fun stuff that I'm looking forward to doing on YouTube in 2021. I have a couple shows that I'm planning for winter time next year, and I'm planning for them now so that so that I can have, so B-roll footage, the little clips in between stuff. If I'm doing a winter video, I need to have snow and I need to have wintry shots. But that isn't necessarily going to be possible when the show is airing, so I'm getting some of that this winter. It's really, really complicated, but I am planning some stuff for next winter. Matt reminds me that you guys should also not forget to subscribe to Hustle and Brews, which is his show and is fantastic, and hopefully a new podcast from Matt here in the near future also. I'm so far behind on my podcast listening. I listen to the Howard Stern show also, and this time of year where I'm not working as much because I take so much vacation and around the holidays, I get so far behind. I have in a normal week, like in the normal part of the year, I would say in a week, there's probably 20-ish hours of content that I consume during my days while I'm working. Whereas this year, or this time of year, I consume like 2. So I just get this huge backlog that starts building up, which also stresses me out. Stresses me out in a different way, but pretty much just as much as this crappy video. Reminded that I also need to plan the year in beer review show for next winter too. Never too early. We can't even plan it yet because hopefully it will be in person. Because it's more fun in person, right? So we will we'll wrap this up here, guys, so that I can try somehow to fix the chaos that is the stupid streaming. Hate it. I don't hate streaming. It's fun. I like being able to sit and talk with you guys every week. But man, when things aren't working, it drives me crazy. It just drives me nuts. I always told myself that I would never start something if I knew that I couldn't get it to work the way I want it to work, and this is not working the way I want it to work. So that is why it drives me nuts. So thank you guys for hanging out and having a beer with me. We will do it again next week. Hopefully it'll work better next week. Know that behind the scenes I am trying to figure out the best ways to go about making it work better. Be it whatever that means, whatever I need to beat into submission or throw money at, basically, is what it feels like sometimes. But we'll get it better. So thank you guys very much. Make sure you subscribe to all of the stuff that I do, and new blog post coming this week, and it's going to cover a whole bunch of some of the stuff that's in the hopper, as they like to say. So stick around for that, because I am working on a ton of stuff, which is why I don't have time for this crap that doesn't work. Thank you guys. Have a good night.